boxing. This is a fight. This fighter focuses on that outside game. You don't see them get hit too often. You don't see them in trouble a lot, but that's what their mantra is.
Todd, this is what it's all about. Hit and don't get hit. Jab, move, pop, slip. Use your footwork. Drive your opponent crazy.
He's going to loosen things up here. Let's see how he does with this fancy footwork. One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
They exchange punches. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every second, every minute of this round is important. You cannot...
There's the bell for round two. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Nice counter shot. Just missed with that hook. Both going for the KO. It's so obvious. Nice counter shot. Good counter punch. We know who has the power advantage, and we also know who has the speed advantage.
You've got to be like Oliver Twist. Be a pickpocket, in and out. Don't stand there and be so obvious.
Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? The perfect counter lands. Good job defending the jab. There's a counter shot. Good counter punching. Punch, counter punch. And he just missed with that left jab. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this.
Good work. There's the bell to start round three. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Right, just misses. Punch scores. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
But look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought, this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter. Show him your boxing skills. Step out the way. Don't fight fire with fire. Use brain over brain.
Beautiful counter shot. When are we going to see a jab from these two? It's all offense all the time. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. And the artist has been dropped. And look at that. To the head, and there's no way they were going to stick to that one.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Give me your breath.
He's been knocked down, but at least not knocked out yet. There's the bell to start round 4. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Counter shot lands. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Swing and a miss with that hook. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. That left hook missed. Generally speaking, you don't watch heavyweights to see a boxing match. You want to see a fist fight. And he scores with the counter. How about that time counter shot? What a knockout headshot. Let's watch it again. And they knew it when they threw it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's been all one-way traffic with just 10 seconds to go in the round. They say no one knows a fighter better than their trainer, and this trainer is certainly considering maybe throwing in the towel after their fighter got dropped twice.
There's always a way.
And there's the bell for round 5. Let's see if they can shake off the cobwebs after a disastrous last round.
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs are feeling like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. They both want a knockout, you can tell. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Swing and a miss with that hook. These are heavyweights, but I tell you what, that hand speed and footwork, they look like middleweights.
Power, that power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. Both men step back for just a moment. Catch and shoot. They are not going to let this one go to the judges. Straight right just misses. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Going to need a knockout.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Come on, breathe. There's the bell for round 6. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you're there and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
You'd like to see more jabs. And he wasn't ready for that counterpunch. Won't give us a second to catch our breath. If there's anyone that can get out of trouble, it's Muhammad Ali. Didn't wait too long to get back and get engaged.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Incredible firepower from both of these heavyweights. You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus... This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been safe. And there's the bell for round 7. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They're going to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
One punch could end this fight for either of these two heavyweights.
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer. They are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
The only fear you have with this fighter is has he punched himself out? Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? You hear that old phrase, second wind. You've got to find it somehow.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world.
I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. Who would have thought Ali would get rattled like this? This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. From this moment forward,
Switch on. Switch.
round 8, and we're off again. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. A perfect counter shot. They stop the hook there. This is the heavyweight division. One punch could end this fight.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Caution is being thrown to the wind. The only fear you have with this heavyweight is has he punched himself out? Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Beautiful counter punch. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Pretty lopsided decision there, a unanimous one.
This is the last thing we expected. What a fight, what a style, what a pace to get a unanimous decision. That is mad. I didn't see that coming. I thought this would be tight. This is nowhere near tight.
W
All right, I went over the rules. I want you to protect yourself at all times, and what I say you must obey. Good luck. Let's do it.
Who could forget what happened here May 18th, 2024? Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk for the Undisputed Heavyweight title. And watching this live with me is Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here with you.
And now it's time for our tale of the tape. It's Daniel the Miracle Man Jacobs, 6 foot tall with a reach of 74 inches. And they'll be facing the Myth. These two will be competing as middleweights, one of the most glamorous divisions in all of boxing.
We'll be talking about this fight for years to come. This is one of those classic fights that everybody wants to see.
Here comes the Miracle Man himself, Daniel Jacobs, fighting out of New York, New York. He is one of the most talented fighters in this division. Let's see what he's got for us in this one. Up against them, the Myth. From the...
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Brownsville, New York, here is a 2-time middleweight champion of the world, introducing Daniel, the Miracle Man Jacobs. Fighting out of the blue corner, from the United States of America, wearing the red trunks with red trim, the Myth.
So much hype surrounding this big matchup. Can't wait to see what goes down when the opening bell rings.
What a night it is. You can hardly hear yourself speak. The atmosphere, the people at ringside. This is ridiculous.
So a capacity crowd here for this one. We've been waiting a long time for this matchup. Here we go. These athletes have been waiting a long time to square off. Here we go. This is a high-octane battle. So much firepower here. Going to shake out the arms and legs and move around a little bit. You can really feel the buzz in the air tonight. So much hype here in this arena.
You have certain fighters that are born for this, that are made for the big crowd. And looking at that corner right there, that is that fighter right there. They've elevated, lifted. It's like they're not touching the ground. This is what they were born for.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. No rest for the weary. How about that time counter shot? And he fails to score with that left hook. A perfect counter shot. Perfect counter lands. Nice job to block that uppercut. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. He is down big time on the scores.
Wow, it's like 2 different leagues.
There's the bell for round 2. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Well done with that counter shot. Nice counter punch right up the middle. This counter fighter believes in me. Anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
Counterpunch is my favorite part.
And the myth has been knocked down. One punch did the trick. Let's see it again in slow motion.
That's lights out right there.
One, two, three, four, five, six. Come to me.
So the fight will continue, but what does the game plan have to look like now?
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
Halfway through the round, and they're struggling a little bit.
Not the best start, but you know what? The cornermen, now it's down to them doing their job. Get through the round, regroup, right, freshen up, boom. Different tactics.
And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. Final 10 seconds here, and I think he knows who's won this round. Let's see how the game plan changes after that big knockdown.
Love the response, though. Got back up, took a deep breath.
Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
Beautiful counter punch. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Swing and a miss with that jab. Catch and shoot. The straight right just misses. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Hey, those punches add up. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Nice stop, but that won't score. Both men step back for just a moment. He threw a punch and just got countered. Good counter punching. Nice punch. halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
That counter shot lands. They exchange punches. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
That counter punch caught him clean. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
Dominance without a doubt.
Time for the 5th round. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
These two were made for each other. Nice counter. They miss with the jab. We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think them. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket them.
Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. And that left hook doesn't find its target. Beautiful counter shot. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter. And
there's the bell to start round 6. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. And it hurts. And you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
And he scores with the counter. The straight right just misses. You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Those counter punches have to hurt. That jab misses. The straight right just misses. Imagine seeing this punch coming and not being able to do anything about it.
Even I've got to see.
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory.